What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy, and you guys are watching Husbandry.Pro live. It's a little bit different. I'm not used to doing the Husbandry.Pro live intro compared to my normal live intro. Feels weird. I keep wanting to do my own normal little thing. Anyway, we're going to be having, hopefully, an exciting episode. Hopefully, we get some people jumping in here soon into the chat and interacting and all that good stuff. But please do so, folks. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, if I could speak properly. But hit that like button, guys. All the likes greatly appreciated. All the interaction tonight is greatly appreciated. If you guys have any questions about what we're going over tonight, or if you have any questions as far as about any other aspects of Husbandry.Pro, hopefully I can help you out with them. But tonight we're going to be talking about feeders and feeder notifications, that type of stuff. So, I mean, it's a cut and dry thing. It's simple. It is super helpful, though. I will tell you that much, folks. I use it all the time, and I'll show you guys why I do so. I have to say hi. What up, Scott? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Good to see ya. Hopefully, we can one day get you to sign up on this awesome software. Don't forget, folks, you do not need a credit card to get your free 60-day trial. All you need to do is go to husbandrypro.com. Hopefully, Zach has the link in the description down below. I hope he does. Make sure you guys use code Warfel60 to get your 60-day free trial of literally the best reptile record keeping and tracking software on the market. No credit card needed, folks. That's the big thing there. You don't need to input a credit card until you're ready to sign up for a plan. I think that's the one thing I do love so much about this software, is that like you're not obligated off the start. So I do think that's a big plus to it. But I honestly, God, folks, this software is revolutionary. I cannot stress it enough. It is, in my opinion, probably the best investment you'll make as a reptile breeder and or keeper. Especially breeder, on the breeder aspect, definitely one of the best investments you will have made. Saves me time, saves me money, because time is money, and it just allows me to keep super accurate records for my customers. And that's one thing that means the world to me, is that I can provide grade A service to my customers, and Husbandry.Pro allows me to do so. Jolly, what up? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Good to see you. So let's go ahead and dive on into this here once. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, for those that are watching. All right. So first of all, with the feeder stuff, you need to make sure you have feeders selected. So to do so, you go, if you come out into your dashboard, depending on how your setup is, I have all my stuff up here at the top. Let me, maybe it would help if I did this. So go into your dashboard. I'm going to try to go into your dashboard, and I have all my icons and stuff up top here for my drop downs. Go into add feeder. Once you go into your add feeder, obviously you put in whatever name you want for your feeder. If it's rats, mice, whatever. For like my live stuff, I put in L for live and then rat. Same thing for mouse. And then you can input the size. So if it's pup, small, medium, weaned, whatever. If you want to go into depth as far as the weight, roughly, you can. The cost, if you want to, that's there as well. You can do that. Some of the stuff I do have that input. Some of the stuff I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I did it for some, didn't do it for others. But you can track the cost that way. You can kind of see what you have invested in each animal by the time it sells, or just throughout like a year, how much you spend a year on one animal. And then, of course, here you put in the quantity that you do have. Now, here is the big thing. The supplier, you can do that if you want to input where you're getting your runs from. That's cool. The big thing here I do like is the low stock notification. This is very, helpful, especially if you're doing frozen thawed stuff. If you're producing your own rodents, low stock notification probably won't be a usable option, or it won't make sense to use it. But if you are doing frozen thawed, you want to select that and put in at what quantity do you want to get a notification letting you know that you need to order more rats. For each one of my categories as far as rodent size or feeder size, I have it set at different numbers just because it's a little bit more detrimental to me anyway if I don't get those feeder sizes back in stock right away. Others, it can go a little bit, if it takes a week to get them in, it's no big deal. Let me go here and see if there's any. All right, nobody's got any questions yet. While I am in the other screen, guys, I can't see what's going on. So bear with me. If it, I'll check back here to the screen every so often just to see if you do have any questions as we go on. But and then you would hit save changes once you do that for your feeder items. Now I will take you to, let's see here, my feeder. Let's just that way you guys can get a feel for like what's going on here. Here I've got a thing for ASFs, live rat weaned, live rat smalls, rat. Now, if I just have rat or mouse, that is just frozen thawed. So frozen thawed weans, and then I just go down the list. And here you can see the numbers that I have in stock currently. Obviously, since I don't do live rats, I am massively negative. I need to get, sometimes I just order rats, put them in the freezer, and I forget to update. That's my bad. I've started to try to get a little bit better with keeping track of them because it is super helpful to get those notifications, and it's that way you don't go to the freezer. You're like, oh crap, I need rats. This helps you to help prevent that. I do highly suggest using it especially if you are doing frozen thawed, or if you feed several different nights throughout the week. That's the other big thing. If you are feeding several different nights throughout the week, folks, this portion of Husbandry.Pro is super helpful because who needs fed through the notifications, which we'll dive into. But you also know how much to lay out or what to pull from your live inventory if you are breeding your own rodents. So I think that's it's a very helpful aspect of Husbandry.Pro. So let's go ahead, dive back into this. All right, do me a favor, whoever's watching. If I remove myself, can you still hear me? All right. So we'll just keep it like this so you guys can hear me. Okay, all right. We'll keep it like this. So then that way we're good. You guys can hear me this way now, correct? Yay, nay. Just make sure I didn't screw something up. So I don't get too frisky or froggy on lives normally. But hopefully you guys can hear all good and clear. So all right, let's go back into this. So, like I said, that's just like my feeder inventory there. Now, for your animals, let's go here to the list of animals here once. In order to make use of your notifications, let's see, what can we? We'll go to. We'll go to this awesome dude. All right. So we'll go and view this guy. This is one of our male jungle carps that we hatched this week. So, or not this week, but this season. Now you can see feeding intervals 7, feeding days, you last fed, next feeding, and it even tells you what the next date you need to feed, which I need to feed him tonight. I do have, there's a couple of things I need to do tonight. Some of them need to be held off because of a show this weekend. But in order to set this all up, and now if you are setting up a fresh animal and or setting up from converting to animals from eggs, it's basically the same thing. I'll just go into the edit screen here. Here you go over to where it says default feeder item. Select whatever you want to feed it as a default. That way it registers what you are feeding it at that time. As they grow and you change sizes, when you scan their QR code, you can even do it through here. Just, reselect what size they are on at that point. And just give it an update, guys. And it will give you the correct quantity that you need to thaw out every time. Feeder quantity, I only feed one item per, feeding session. Then you can select feeding notifications, and you can select if it's days or weekdays. I just have it as days in general. Weekdays would just be like, Monday through Friday. I like to count Saturday and Sunday. So I have mine set on interval days, and I have that set at 7 for right now, just because they are babies. I do feed my babies every 7 days. So I have that set like that. And then you just go down and hit save. Now we didn't really change anything. But then, we'll go back and look at this guy again. And let's see, and there you go. You can see down here to let you know, it's just going over the information there for you. But anyway, so that is how that is set up. Now, to know, let me just double check. Okay, all right, no questions yet. All right, so we'll go over here to animals now. And then this is just how I do it. This is how I find it easy to figure out who needs fed, what needs fed, or what you need to lay out. Go over to animals. Go down here to feedings due. To me, this is the simplest way to go about doing it. There's probably other ways to do it. This is how I like doing it. And then here, just under today's feedings, it lets you know everybody that needs to be fed today. Now, some of these, like I said, because of a show, I can't feed today. Others are, already, actually, some of these I already fed them. I just need to update them tonight. But anyway, so there you can see this is everybody that needs fed. You can see what they are getting. And you can even go through from this screen and select the feeding option, refused feeding. We'll just go here just so you guys can see. You could click on the little bunny rabbit there. You can change even the feeder item from this screen. If you fed them a different prey item, if you up their size, you can change it to whatever size, rodent, whatever you want to do with it. You can change it in that screen. And then you can change the quantity. If you want to enter the cost, whatever, interval days. And then you can hit up here in this upper corner here, hit update animals feeder item. So that way, once you submit this feeding, it will automatically update the feeder item for this animal. So say right now it's on ASFs. If I were to change that to, we'll just say a live small rat, hit update animal's feeder item and submitted it, it would then always let me know I need to feed this animal a live small rat until I would in fact change it. So it's handy how it does it, because it allows you to adjust it on the fly. But we're not going to save it like that. Let's see if there's... Jeremy says he really needs to set up the feeding schedule. See, like for me, because all right, here's where it helps me out, because I feed hatchlings one day, okay, and I never thaw out the exact number that it tells me that I need to thaw out. Just because with frozen thawed, you're always going to have those few that don't want to eat, whether they're in shed, you just have a picky eater, possibly what have you. I always thaw a little bit less than what I need. So I'll say if I need, well, here, we'll check it out. We'll check it out, guys. Just that way you guys can see. Like for today, I need 1 ASF, 4 rat pups, and 4 mouse fuzzies. Now, since depending on what I'm feeding the mouse fuzzy, we'll just use the mouse fuzzies and the pups, for instance. If I'm feeding the mouse fuzzies to the baby carpets, yeah, they're probably all going to eat. So, I'll probably thaw out all 4. Now, the pups, if it's for the hatchling ball pythons, I'm trying to get babies onto food. It says I need 4. Maybe I'm going to thaw out 2 or 3. Just that way I don't waste anything. So what'll happen is, say I thaw out just 2 rat pups, feed off those 2 pups, and I don't feel like thawing out, the remaining 2 pups that same night. So those notifications will stay up for those 2 animals until, you go and you actually feed those, get to feeding them. Now, the other place where some of this stuff pops up, where like your notifications are, go up here to this bell in the upper right hand corner. There you have just messages in general. That's like a lot of times, that is where your pairing notifications will come up in. If you get a message from Husbandry.Pro itself, that'll pop up in there as well. You go over here to feedings, and it tells you what needs fed. It's a nice little spot that, there's more to it. It's a quick access place to go to. And you can hit view all notifications if you want. Oh, I did not want to click that. All right, let's go back here. Feeding still. So, like I was saying, with me feeding different nights, it lets me know, okay, tonight I need to lay out this many pups, this many mouse fuzzies. The next night it knows, okay, I got to play catch up from the night before that I didn't, since I didn't thaw out everything that I needed that night. I have to thaw out those, plus whatever I need to thaw out. Say I'm feeding the adults, and I thaw out X amount for the adults. So it's nice. It helps keep you on track. Like I say, it's very helpful if you're doing frozen thawed stuff. As well, over here you have future feeding. So it lets you know when you have other, like your next feedings are coming up. Here you can see a lot of my stuff is on 8/23. That's just basically, actually that's basically all the adults. Because I feed my adult stuff once every 2 weeks. And then it just goes on down through the pages. And then you can see the last fed animals, so you can see when and what animals you last fed. If you care to see, if you have a question, you can't remember, if you, for whatever reason you're questioning, did I remember to feed that one? Because say you don't have the feeding notifications lit or selected for that animal, you can go back down into this section and it will tell you if you did in fact feed that animal or not. I actually had to do that tonight, because this guy right here, you'll see the clown 66% het TSK Exantic. I thought I fed him last night, and I just didn't. Now I do have his notification set up, but I thought maybe it was a system goof. Maybe I goofed, forgot to scan, and so anyway, he's been fed. He's good. He's good. But so, and then down here as well, you scroll down, you can see the last refused animals. You can see how, how long ago they were, what they were, all that good stuff. Nice little way to keep track of who's doing what. Like I said, I mean, some people don't worry about this. If you're doing live, I can get it. I get why maybe people aren't using this part if you're doing live, but at the same token, it lets you know what you need to pull too. So maybe the inventory part isn't as important as for you with the live as it would be if you were just, what do I want to say? The inventory part isn't as important for you if you're doing live as it would be for the notifications letting you know, hey, I need to pull 9 hoppers, 8 pups, whatever mediums, whatever smalls. Is there a way to, when you cycle feed an animal? Scott, are you saying like, say in the wintertime, you might, what do I want to say? Like wintertime, you'll stop feeding or start hitting them harder with food? Is that what you're going hitting at? Let me know, Scott. Let me know. Like, okay, all right. So, if you wanted to do the cycle feeding that you're talking about, Scott, because I know you and I were joking around in our group chat about it, the only way that I can think of for you to do that would be when it comes time to start feeding either heavier or, feed lighter. Would be like it. Say like for the carpets. For me anyway, like the carpets, wintertime, when I'm getting ready to pair them, a lot of times I'll cut the food off, or change. I'll change how often I feed. So for that, like basically, you would just go through. Let's do this. Let's go down and find one of the adult carpets. Here, we'll go to Lagatha here. What I do, or if you want to do it, Scott, you can do it this way, but you would go to edit, and then you would just change your feeding interval days. That's really the only way I can think of how to accomplish that. Or what you could do is just, if say you want to not feed for a month or 2 months or whatever, however long, you could do it this way. Or when you go to record the activities, you could let it set on the regular notifications. That's fine. Let me pull her up again once, because I don't know. I think I probably would have done it with her. This year was I did things a little bit differently with the carpets. Here, I would do this skip feeding option, which that's just in your activities. So you would go post activity. Now, granted, if you're scanning QR codes, it's going to pop up, with when you scan the QR code. And I go down over here to other activities, and you can select what activity you do want to do. There I have skip feedings, just basically for that purpose. If I don't want it to go against the animal, I say go against, but if you want to let it, that it was a purposeful non-feed instead of a snake acting a fool not wanting to eat non-feed. That is the only way I can see going about that, Scott, in all honesty. And I think that's where a lot of it too is the software still evolving, and it's not evolved full circle to where everybody that does all these different types of breedings, their different methods haven't been implemented quite yet into the system. So that might be something where talk to Robert, like I could say something to Robert or Zach and be like, hey, is there a way to make this a thing? Yeah, that's a good question, Scott. That's a good question, because it is. I know where you're going with it, because of I'm assuming maybe the reticks. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the there's really wicked little exanthic snakes that you got going on. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's those that you're talking about with cycle feeding as well too. But that's the only way I can see going about and doing it, is changing how you're feeding intervals, doing the skip feeds. That way, say you want to feed once a month. You do one skip feed and then just have your interval set to 14 days. Like for me, like for most of my adults, I feed every 14 days, whether it's carpet pythons, the ball pythons, I feed once every 2 weeks. So if I want to have it to where they're only eating once a week, one of those weeks I'll have a skip feeding. Okay, the reticks and the mangroves. That's it, mangroves. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, man. Do not know why I could not think of that. But I think doing the skip feeding option just in like your activities section, I think that's going to be your best bet, Scott, to do it like that. That's just my opinion. Like I said, it's something where the software shape, it's shaped by everybody that uses it. If it is a useful suggestion that is not going to benefit just one or two people, but a broad, you know, so a broad. That's not how I even want to word it. If it's going to affect a wide variety of people and be useful to that wide variety, it's highly likely that it would get implemented in. It's just a matter of how do they go about implementing it and putting it in there. But I would say, you know, change your interval days if you want to have it to X amount of days or something like that. Let me just see something here once. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go to. Actually, I guess I just could have stayed on her screen. All right. Let's see. Notes, details. I was just wanted to see if there wasn't something that I might have missed. You can add reminders, Scott, where maybe, you know, that, and you have a notify date. Maybe if you wanted to, you know, do something like that, you could just have the software notify you, hey, you know, type in the message, feed, you know, whoever, whatever number the animal is. You can do it that way as well. That way you get a separate message. But thinking really, your only option would be is to change the interval days. And while we're here, we're going to change that to that because she is in fact a proven breeder. Multiple times now. But yeah, that's the only way I'm thinking that you're able to do it, Scott. In all honesty, man. All right, now I want to make sure we didn't have any more any questions here. Now, the other thing you could do, let me find it here. And you go down to this quick feeding update as well. That's in the feeder selection. I've never done it this way, but it is here. So you can go down through and you can change stuff around in this too. See, I've never done it this way. But you can go down through and you can reset, you know, what everybody's food item is. I haven't done it this way, but it is an option to do it this way if you would like. But like I said, I always just go into the animal because 9 chances out of 10, like, or I don't want to say I go into the animal, but I just scan the QR codes. Or here's the other thing you can do, folks. Here's the other thing. All right, let me click the right buttons. Here's the other thing you can do as well, guys. Let's see here. You can. Well, here actually, if you have a QR code for your rack, you can scan your QR code for your rack and go through and select on that hoof fed as well. But this kind of ties back into an episode I did like maybe a month, maybe 2 months ago, because I think I missed last month because I was just getting hammered with shows. But you can go into your rack view as well and browse racks. Now, this is if you have your racks set up in rack view, and you can go in here into view, and you can select if you want bulk feed, bulk shed, you know, whatever bulk topic you want to do. And you can have it to where whenever you click on deselects off of the list that's over here, I always like having everything deselected and going through and selecting it. Now, if you are feeding off a whole rack and you thaw out the exact amount that you need to thaw out, you can click this button here that says mark animals not fed as refused, and that'll clear out basically the whole rack in one lump sum. So whatever you don't select will be marked as refused food. And then that there will also go through and it'll contribute to your feeder notifications over here, and or if you go to your feedings due it'll change the animals that you see in here as well, because it'll take all those animals that either fed or didn't feed that you had set up on the bulk view or on the rack view there that you did the bulk feeding for. It'll apply that to this screen, so that way you can see, you know, hey, all right, that rack's done. Now I've got these animals in this other rack, and all right. Let me go back and redo that quick so you guys can see what I was doing, because I had it in a... My apologies, folks. My apologies. I'm used to running a dual screen here a lot of times. So what I was saying is, you can we'll go to browse racks. We'll do this real quick. That way you go to view racks, and you're going to have everything selected already. So that way, whatever you click on deselects it. But I like having it select, so that way you select it. And then if you want to feed the whole rack off, or go through and consider the whole rack fed or not fed, you can click this, mark the animal not fed as refused. So any animal that is not clicked on will be marked as a refused feed. So that way it will knock out all the animals that are in this rack as either fed or not fed. And you've got all your bulk topics here that you can work on, or do. I don't want to say work on. And then, as I was saying, when you go back to your feedings due screen, after you do your bulk feed from the rack view, all of this stuff will change as well. So you'll have an updated list as to who in this needs fed, because you just got rid of all the other ones that you just fed from the rack view. My apologies for going through that and not having the screen up. It's been a long week, folks. Been a long week. Does anybody have any questions about any of the feeding stuff, or any other aspects of Husbandry.Pro that maybe I can help you guys out with tonight before we wrap up tonight's show? This is a super simple aspect, but a very helpful one, I feel. I do like, actually, let me keep that screen up. I do like this part right here, where it tells you what you need to thaw or what you need to pull. Like the feeder needed section is a big key for me. Now you can also go to this quick activities thing, where you can select weight, if you're weighing stuff, water change, feeding, cleaned. You can go through and select those little icons there and make sure. All right, I do have you guys up. All right. And you can change the filters on this as well, to where, if you want to do it, say you're feeding, let's see here. Here we go. Feedings. Say you want to just go through the ones that are feedings due. Apply the filter. And then there you can see all the animals that just need to be selected or need to be fed yet. So it's there's multiple ways to go about doing the feeding stuff on here. I do think actually, I do think just going down through, if you're not going to do the rack view, because I love the rack view either on the computer. I find rack view very helpful. I go as I'm feeding, I'll just go down through, click on that box, for the rack, or I scan the QR code for my racks, because all my racks have their own individual QR codes. So then it brings up on my phone what what babies are in that rack, and then I can just go down through and click on my phone and go through it that way. That's how I think is the most efficient and effective way to do it. I know a lot of people don't I've heard people don't really use the rack view, and I think you guys are really missing out on it. Personally, I feel as though it's a key part of this software, that it's where the time is saved big time, is going through doing bulk activities through this rack view. I mean, because you can see where everything's at, folks. You can see where all the babies and what tubs or what. Funny, this rack was full just 2 months ago. It was all full. Now it's thinning out rapidly. Business has been good. Business has been good. Don't believe anybody that's saying the market is down because they are full of crap. Market is good, guys. Market is good. Anyway, but yeah, I highly recommend using the rack view for your just doing your feeding stuff. It saves you so much time, guys, because you just go down through. Like I said, click on the view. Oop. Undergoing maintenance. Okay, well, that's kind of not helpful if you're doing a live and you need that screen. Let's see. Well, then, that was kind of a bad time to be doing maintenance. Maybe someone's watching and they're going through and they're adding in that little thing you just said about Scott. Let me just see this once. Let's see if I can't get back in. No. Undergoing planned maintenance. Please check back later. So, damn, that sucks because now I can't show you guys anything. Like I kind of need that part up there so that way I can show you guys. Let's see here. Jeremy says they're going to work on setting this up this weekend. Dude, I really like it is super helpful. I highly recommend it. They like the rack view, excited about the new rack view. I'm excited for a lot of the new looks and changes that are coming to Husbandry.Pro. I'm excited to start playing around with it, change things up a little bit, spice it up. I will say this, guys. The homepage was a bit. I will say this, guys. For anybody that isn't using this, like as far as a show standpoint, and let me run this banner here quick while I'm making my final points here. But from a show standpoint, having here we'll show something, a little sneak peek at anybody. Having the ability to have cards like this on your displays, okay? Your customer can scan the QR code, and that will bring up all of the records you have on this animal. Changes the game. No more when the customer says, well, when was the last time did it eat? Or I've had people ask, when was the last time it shed? And I mean, if you've got a whole bunch of animals, you're not going to remember last time it ate. You're not going to remember last time it shed. I mean, now, if you feed every week and you know for a fact that the animal eats every week, okay, you can say, yeah, it ate, whatever. But, people like seeing that data. They like, it shows you're not hiding anything because you're not going to lie on your own records. Like, that would just be pointless anyway. But it does definitely revolutionary. It's revolutionary in the way it works. It is by far the best investment I feel that anyone can make. Like I said, it saves me so much time, guys. Just the feeding aspect, I don't have to guess and go through the racks and count what, who do I need, what do I need. I can just look at the feeder inventory or the feedings due, and it tells me everything I need to know. So it saves me time. There's no guessing down in here anymore. I just go look at it and be like, bam, all right, I got to throw out this, this amount. And if you do like me, where you don't thaw out the full amount, just in case you've got one or two that doesn't want to eat that week, do so, because you can always thaw those out the next day. It's no big deal. But does anybody else have any more questions about Husbandry.Pro? I do apologize that the account is undergoing maintenance, though. Yeah, yeah. I do believe we're not getting back into Husbandry.Pro. Yeah, not getting back in. So is there any more questions, guys? Is there anything you would like to ask, talk about, go over? I am all ears. I wonder if it's working on my phone. This is probably a long shot, but nope, it's even down on the phone. Okay. needs me to verify I'm human. Yep, no, it's down. Okay, I tried. Does anybody else any questions? Any questions at all? Well, thank you very much, Jeremy and or Holly and or both. It's great to see you guys in the audience tonight. I do apologize, folks. I didn't know they were going to be doing maintenance tonight. But I guess it was good timing, though, because it did allow me to at least get through, show you guys the feeder notification, the feeder option stuff. So hopefully it did help. I know it's not the most exciting thing about this software. The breeding plans are probably a lot more exciting. The storefront that you can have on this is a lot more exciting. The one little plus I do want to put in, if you get the breeder package, I believe it is. I think it's the breeder package. If you have the Herbstat spider webs, you can link your Herbstat spider webs to your Husbandry.Pro, so that way you can see what your temps are in your incubator or in your racks or in your enclosures, wherever you're at. That in itself, that peace of mind it gives you when you're on vacation or you're at work, there's no wondering, because you can see it if you want to check on it. You can get notifications if there's something going on. That in itself is that peace of mind is worth every penny. Like I was saying, the QR codes for the shows. Yes, and sensor push. Yes, and sensor push. You can link to it as well. It's so helpful, guys. It is so helpful. It saves, like I said, time is money, and it saves me so much time, and it is well worth every single penny that I spend. I forget even what a yearly plan for the breeder costs, but it's not that much, and it's well worth it. I can't stress that enough. So make sure everybody, if you're not using Husbandry.Pro yet, use code Warfel60. Hopefully Zach has the link in the description down below for you guys just to be able to click on. But if not, go to the link that's scrolling across the screen there. Like I said, use code Warfel60. Gets you that 60-day free trial. No credit card needed, folks. So keep that in mind. You don't need your credit card when you sign up for this. Just go check it out. If you do have any questions, check out the Husbandry.Pro YouTube page. Make sure you guys do subscribe, please. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. So that way you are alerted for the next, or I should say for next week's guest and topic. I don't know who it is, but I'm sure it'll be jam-packed, fun, and exciting. Also, I do have some tutorials about the early version of Husbandry.Pro on my YouTube channel, so check out Warfel's Morphs. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all this stuff. It's Warfel's Morphs. But yeah, I do have some tutorial videos on that, going over initial setups, converting eggs to animals, stuff like that. I do have a couple videos about that on my channel. Planning on doing more videos. I kind of got sidetracked just because of doing clutch cuttings, and I've got a couple different series going on my channel. Just on top of, educational content. Like I said, clutch cuttings, clutch updates, care videos, breeding videos, I have so much stuff on my channel, guys. Go check it out. If you're new to breeding, if you just want to support another fellow breeder, if you have questions about Husbandry.Pro, like I said, I've got the Husbandry.Pro series. Go check it out. I do want to do some updated videos, and I'm condensing certain videos on the channel, so that way I can have more time to do those more useful videos, especially for the Husbandry.Pro series and stuff, gene ID videos, stuff like that. So does anybody have any questions before we call it a night? I mean, it's 44 minutes in, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think I'd be able to make it that long just talking about the feeding notifications. I'm kind of shocked. In a good way. Shocked, but in a good way. Hopefully you guys did find this helpful. But like I said, does anybody have any more questions or anything before we do shut this show down for the night? It stinks because I was it's back up and running now. Okay, it's back up and running. So if there is anything that anybody else would like to know, let me know now, and maybe we can go do it quick. or run through it. We got 4 people watching. I don't know if the 3 thumbs up or just people from. Oh, that's just people that had liked it. Okay, awesome. No more questions. And there's no questions, guys. We will shut this show down for the night, and I will go up and relax because I've not had a chance to just relax since I've gotten home from work. Had clutches to cut, babies to check on, snakes to go feed. It's been a crazy evening, folks. It is like it's been rough the past couple of weeks. I'm not gonna lie. Between shows, babies hatching, taking care of new babies, all that stuff. It's been rough. Scott. Thank you for not asking those questions on here. Oh, man. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to wrap it up. I greatly appreciate all the love and support. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out and hanging out. Yes, Scott, we do have to keep it clean. We do have to keep it clean on here. On my channel, okay, we could have let it fly. On here, though, we do got to keep it clean, bro. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you guys tune in next week for whatever next week's topic and guest is. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. And hopefully you do go ahead and sign up. Remember, use code Warfel60 when you are signing up. No credit card needed, guys. Warfel60. Use that code. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me personally. All my info is on my YouTube channel. So go to my YouTube channel. All my stuff is in the description of all my videos, so you guys can reach out to me. If you do have any questions, whatever, I open book. I will help you out willingly, no charge at all. But just hit me up, guys, and greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Greatly appreciate everybody that subscribed to Husbandry.Pro's channel tonight. Also greatly appreciate anybody that subscribes to my channel as well. If you are not subscribed, also I appreciate any of the subscribers that are on my channel that came over tonight to hang out for a little bit. But that's gonna be it, guys. I will see you guys. Well, if you guys come out to the Carlisle show here in Pennsylvania, I will be there vending this weekend. I'll have my little Husbandry.Pro banner. You can come out and scan that as well. You can also come out and see how I do implement the QR code cards and all that stuff firsthand. That way you can see kind of why I find it so useful, what I'm talking about. And also this Sunday I do my live stream 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys come on over, check it out, hang out with us at Warfel's Morphs. That's gonna be it, folks. Really appreciate all the love and support. Hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you next time. Later. Let me find the thing. Here we go. Have a good evening, guys. Thanks for tuning in again.